Good day, this is our new topic, which is applicable electronics or auxiliary materials in the preparation of architectural buildings. So, still our learning outcomes are name the common electronics terminologies, define communications, and automation for designing the system. So let's proceed, and we will now discuss the two components of electrical auxiliary system, which is Catv and Cctv. So remember that electrical auxiliary systems are components related with security systems, comfort systems, lighting systems, and information systems, which are very important to help the main system to perform according to the specifications. So first, let's proceed to the cable television, which it is the origins date back to 1924. The cable TV are using the cable broadcasting, which is done using cable in European cities. So brief history: in 1948, community antennas were built where over-the-air signal reception was limited. So CATV, which is one of the most common methods of transmitted television signals to a consumer's home using radio frequency signals transmitted through coaxial cable. So we already know about the coaxial cable, and this is where we use this kind of cable under cable TV. So more recently, CATV offers analog and digital channels, including high definition. So receiving digital channels requires cable box for conversion. So these are the cable TV equipments. First one is the waterproof aluminum coaxial cable connector. So this is connected by your TV box to your TV screen or smart TV. And we have the CATV top, which is provided by your cable TV service provider. Then your TV box, or sometimes it is called mini CATV optical receiver. So you are already familiar about the fiber or fiber to the home or any fiber broadband. So this is the definition, which is it is a new type of broadband that is currently being deployed first in the United Kingdom by BT, Virgin Media. Okay, you are familiar with the Virgin Media or not? So and other operators which uses fiber optic cables to help increase the speed of your broadband connection. So that is why PLDTs, Globe, they are so proud that they are using the fiber system or fiber broadband. So it is often referred to as super fast broadband or next generation broadband. So as it offers faster speeds than have been available to date using older generation networks. So what is some terms, which is fiber to the cabinet or fiber to the home? So let's discuss about the fiber to the cabinet, which is FTTC. So this is the diagram of the fiber to the cabinet. So FTTC broadband means that most of the local loop, which is the phone line from your premises to the telephone exchange, is using a fiber optic cable. So as you can see, the first stage of the FTTC, which is your telephone exchange down to the roadside cabinet, which is commonly you can see it on the roadside, yung may PLDT na box or sometimes smart box along the road. Then there's a copper phone cable connected by started from 50 meters until to 1 kilometers. So this is fiber to the cabinet, then to your customer premises or residential or business. So the FTTC involves running fiber optic cables from the telephone exchange or distribution point to the straight cabinets, which then connect to a standard phone line to provide broadband. So if you're already familiar with the cabinet, from the keyword we have a roadside cabinet. Let's proceed to the FTTH. Let's go back with the fiber to the cabinet. So FTTC broadband means that most of the local loop which is the phone line from your premises to the telephone exchange, or vice versa. So it involves running fiber optic cables from the telephone exchange or distribution point to the street cabinets, which then connect to a standard phone line to provide broadband. So we're already familiar with the fiber to the cabinet. Let's proceed to the fiber to the home, or FTTH. So I think you're very familiar with this term. So from FTTH or FTTP means that your broadband connection is delivered as a fiber optic service all the way from your home to the telephone exchange. So the difference between the FTTC and FTTH, there's no cabinet along the roadside. So there's a manhole. So commonly you can see the installation of FTTH along the San Pedro Road. So mostly I think there were at least 5 manholes for the manhole housing of the fiber optic wires. So this serves as a full distance connection exchange to the building and can deliver faster speeds than the FTTC. So there is no copper leg at all. So how fast is the fiber broadband? So take note that the FTTC broadband comes in 3 main variants, which offers a downstream line connection speed of 80 Mbps. So I don't know if we feel this speed, but this is the speed or the maximum speed of the FTTC. So from 80 Mbps, we have 55 Mbps or 40 Mbps, but the actual maximum throughput speed of the service will be slightly lower than it's around. If you have 80 Mbps offered by the PLDT or any broadband provider, then they are providing 76 Mbps. If you have 55, there's a 52, while 40, there's a 38 Mbps. So as you can see, there's the original, we have the DSL broadband. So as you remember the dongle, so that is ADSL broadband. So until the development of the technology of the broadband, we have the FTTC, and the latest today is we have FTTH broadband. So as you can see on the right side of the slide. So we already familiar with the cable TV system or CATV system. Now let's proceed to the CCTV or closed circuit television. So there's a question in your mind. So how does a modern CCTV system work? So the answer depends on the type of system involved. So the systems are best defined by the types of cameras used. So there are 2 common types of cameras in use today: the analog and IP based cameras. Okay, let's proceed. So what is CCTV? So CCTV stands for closed circuit television. So it is commonly known as video surveillance. So CCTV technology was first developed in 1942 by German scientists to monitor the launch of V2 rockets. So it was later used by the American scientists during the testing of the atomic bomb. Okay, so what are the CCTV applications? So first, it is used for crime management. And second is the disaster management. Third one is the city and community street monitoring. So we have this in Davao City. Almost all traffic lights where they have installed bullet type CCTV cameras. Second, the fourth one is the medical monitoring and diagnosis, behavioral research, and last is the retail intelligence. So these are the CCTV applications. So let's go back to the first question. How does the CCTV work? So remember that the CCTV works on one or more cameras, analog or digital. Analog and digital systems work quite differently, but modern CCTV networks use conversion software and hardware to convert analog to digital. So this process is called retrofitting. So as you can see on the diagram, we have a CCTV on the left. Okay, CCTV on the left. Then we have DVR, which is direct video recorder, or sometimes it is named as network video recorder, NVR, for digital systems. Then we have the cloud system. So aside the substitute of cloud, we have also the cable, which is we are using RJ45 for digital and coaxial for analog. So there's two different cables or wires used for the two systems, the analog and digital. Then let's proceed to the monitor or the television system monitoring or images through your phone. So remember, these images are transmitted to the recorder or tape either wirelessly or by cable. So recorders may use analytical software and other smart technologies to scan the data and send automated alerts to either humans or other systems and devices. So types of CCTV systems. So we already mentioned about the analog, the digital, and the last is the network or IP. So I think since you're already familiar with the analog and digital, let's discuss about the network or IP. It is used with analog or digital cameras. So it is mixed system. So this system utilizes a video server to stream footage over the internet. So the advantages are the possibility of Wi-Fi and audio, distributed artificial intelligence for analyzing image footage, remote access, and power over internet, and it provides better resolution. So furthermore, IP cameras have the ability to contain more cameras in one, which can cover a wide angle that may normally take multiple cameras or camera systems to cover. So understanding the CCTV components, we have 4 parts of every system requires. First one, you need to consider cameras. What type of camera do you use and what type of system you want to use. Second one is the 2 basic types of CCTVs, which is NVR and DVR. Take note that NVR is network video recorders, while the DVRs is digital video recorders. Next one is you need to pick up a monitor or 3. Remember that you need to have a high resolution. If you have a high resolution cameras, then you need a high resolution television. Okay, to have aligned resolution or output of your videos. Then lastly is manage your video with VMS, or which is video management software. So you need to have a cloud support, application support, to have a good recording system of your monitoring using your CCTV system. Then since the first component is picking the camera type, then let's be familiar with the camera types of CCTV. So we have I think 8. So we have dome, bullet, C-mount, day-night, infrared, network, wireless CCTV camera, and high definition HD CCTV camera. But the common one in the market is we have the dome, bullet, since the C-mount or the other camera types are already embedded on these 2 types of CCTV. First one is the dome CCTV camera. As you can see on the slide, the speed dome CCTV camera gives the surveillance operator the ability to move the camera. So there are cameras that have automated pan, tilt, and zoom functionality, where the camera is moving on a time basis. So these are used to cover a wide area with only one camera, or to avoid poor light conditions at certain times of day. Second one is the bullet type. So bullet CCTV cameras have a long cylindrical and tapered shape, similar that of a rifle bullet. So often used in applications that requires long distance viewing. So that is why in traffic lights along the street roads of Davao City, all of them are using bullet type cameras. The next one is the C-mount CCTV cameras. So there's a similarity between the bullet type, but the C-mount CCTV cameras have detachable lenses to fit different applications. Okay, so there's a detachable lenses. The day and night CCTV cameras, they are very common since there are many lenses. I think LED, or it depends on your interpretation of the numerous circular on the screen, but these are the day and night CCTV cameras. So this camera is ideal for outdoor surveillance applications where infrared cameras cannot function optimally. Then the next one is the infrared night vision. These night vision CCTV cameras have the ability to see images in pitch black condition using infrared LEDs and are ideal in outside conditions where lighting is poor to zero. The common one is the network IP CCTV cameras, which is readily available everywhere in the market. So these cameras are both hardwired and wireless, transmit images over the internet, and often compressing the bandwidth so as not to overwhelm the web. So we have also a wireless CCTV. So remember, not all wireless cameras are IP based, but some wireless cameras can use alternative modes of wireless transmission. Then the last one is the high definition HD CCTV cameras. Beyond this list, there are many other types of CCTV cameras. So we are considering this is the last type because this is the ultra high definition cameras, which is relocated to the niche markets such as casinos and banks. So since we are already familiar with all the camera types, the summary of the CCTV system, and to familiar its functionalities, please remember that the parts and components of a security camera system are the camera, network video recorder, consider the wirings, and the power supply for cameras, what type of voltages or specifications they need to use.